Welcome to Hager's Hangout. This is the second part of a five-part series of Hager Goes to Basic Training. Okay? This is the red phase. There are multiple different phases. You have your day zero, you have your red phase, your white phase, your blue phase, and then you're getting ready for AIT. But today we're talking about red phase. Well, what the heck is red phase? Well, here's a list of things that we do. It lasts from 1 to 3 weeks. It depends on the group. If the group is very well honed and they are very efficient, they can be done closer to the 1 week. But if it's a group that can't handle basic instructions, it will take them longer. On the right side are things that can recycle them. What is recycling? Well, for example, this diamond, part of the military is being able to do basic soldiering skills such as medical. And if you fail to do the Army values, you are going to, well, you can be recycled. I actually know someone who failed this portion, which is a shame. I think he had the potential of being a very good soldier. But, say Levy, in the red phase, everyone getting off the bus would go ahead and get what is called a shark attack. This shark attack that we had was not very difficult. The reason for that, maybe I will tell that story later, but in general, you just go out in a PT area, you dump out your duffel bags, and you have the drill sergeant inspect all your equipment and ensure that you're not hiding any drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, your cell phone, none of that. Because like your cell phone and stuff, they will confiscate, throw it into a locker, and you won't have access to it. Females have different packing lists as males, but for the most part, everyone had a bunch of heavy stuff that they had to carry. Now let's see this video. yes, you might ask, where is Hager? I'm the one in the truck helping to load it, so you're not going to see me in this video at all. But I did go to basic training, I promise you that. You may ask what this vehicle is. This is a cattle car. As soon as this video is done, I'm going to tell you what cattle cars are. Alrighty. What the cattle cars were is a way of getting from training site to training site, and they packed them. There's no seats in there. Everyone stands, and they push people in to cram as many as possible. We had, I forgot, I think it might have been 300 people in our company in total. I might be off, but we had about 300, and they all fit in 2 cattle cars. Might have been, well, towards the beginning of basic training, it was 2 cattle cars and a bus. Okay? Towards the end of basic training, 2 cattle cars, and we had plenty of room because we had a lot of people who did not pass basic training. When we started with our company, we had 2 females for every 1 male. Once we graduated, it was about 50-50. We had both males and females that failed. I believe it was almost half of the people who failed basic training. So towards the end of basic training, we had lots of room on the cattle cars, which is a bummer since some of the jokes that I was making was hilarious. But if you pack like sardines, the jokes are more funny. Here is just a sample of the type of exercise schedule that would be set. This is not necessarily what we had. However, this is just a sample one I pulled off the internet, and just so you are aware. And we were way up in the morning, way too soon, and we were hungry as hell by noon. We got to do CLS, Combat Life Saver. We had a few days of bookwork when we all had to pass the test. If you failed the test, this could lead to a recycle since you got 2 tries to pass the test. If you failed on your second try, yeah, you have to start all over from day 0. Here's some of the equipment that we learned how to use, from tourniquets to MPAs, nasal feel and airway. And this thing, you lube it up and then you shove it down someone's nose. And yes, we would actually put it down some people's noses. It's like a legit thing. It's not just mannequins. A lot of this stuff, not everything, a lot of this stuff we actually used on ourselves. In addition, we had to stick each other with needles. This is the only day in basic training that I legit considered quitting the military, since I do not like needles at all. And I've got a funny story about this. We had someone who is fearful of needles. They paired her up with me. I was supposed to stick her first, so I laid her arm on the table just like this, took approximation aim, then I turned my head and I started yelling. She apparently looked scared, and she started yelling. And then I stuck her. The drill sergeant next to me said, "Oh, Lordy, we are going to have ourselves a bleeder." And all went well. I was able to put the fluid in her, and she was good to go. I'm still freaking out. She's still freaking out. But boy, the only people having fun were the drill sergeants and the people watching the drill sergeant's reaction. Okay, then our roles reversed. I'm shaking, so my arm's jumping all over the place. And she sticks me, and there's blood everywhere. And I'm yelling, all right, you passed, take it out. And the drill sergeant's like, keep it in there. I'm yelling, take it out. And she has a downright panic attack. So then she just grabs the hose and she just rips out of my arm. And I didn't hear of her ever since I think she had a downright panic attack and she left the military, and I don't know if she recycled or she left the military in general. But that's the joy of CLS back in that day. All right. Then we're issued our M16 rifles. Even still to this day, even after being out of the Army for years, I know it is a M16 5.56 air-cooled, gas-operated, magazine-fed assault rifle with rotating bolt. Okay? It is made out of aluminum, which is great because most of it won't rust. Its effective range is 550 meters for M16. This is why the Marines have their rifle training at 500 meters, not 300 like in the Army. Okay? But with a 20-inch barrel, that is the rifled barrel. It's not smoothbore. The maximum firing range, so if you tilt the rifle and you go for volley fire, not direct fire, but volley fire, the maximum range is 3,600 meters. Okay? That's a long ways. But this is like volley fire. We will never train volley fire. ever, ever. And if we do, oh lordy, people are gonna die. Okay? Volley fire is very, very bad in most circumstances. If we're doing volley fire, we don't expect any survivors. Okay? They say the rate of fire is about 40 to 60 rounds per minute, which I think is complete fraud because each magazine is 30 rounds. Okay? And you have a 3-round burst, so that what makes this M16 A4. Okay. Because the A1s did not have the forward assist. The A2s did not have the a reflector. A3, don't worry about that. It sort of skips it. Then A4 has all the bells and whistles. But the next one has the Picatinny rail. And actually, this might be an A2. A1 has the button or the forward assist, and the A2 has this right here. It's the A4 that got the Picatinny rail. That's what it was. See, my memory is garbage. Don't get any information from me. Here's the selector switch from safe to semi to 3-round burst. This right now is on fire. If this was cocked this way, where the fat handle was towards the buttstock, it would be safe. And if it's the other way around, it is burst. This is your barrel. This is your hand guard, so it's nice and cool to the touch since it is air cooled. Gas operated means there's an actual tube. So when the bullet goes out the barrel, the gas from the bullet, from firing the rifle, will go up hollow gas tube and cycle the bolt back to chamber the next round. And it's magazine fed since it's not belt fed like other machine guns. Here's your handle. This is a carry handle, but you never carry it by the carry handle because it could possibly offset the sights. And I do like the M16 sights more than the M4 newer sights. I shot expert on the M16. It was awesome and easy. This right here is where you can place your bayonet. This is your charging handle. This is how you change your rear sight. This is how on the inside is how you change your front sight. Here's how you go ahead and strap your I forgot what it's called. It's a rope that you can tie, well, not tie, but sling. Haha, sling. This will drop your magazine, the button above the trigger, and that's your trigger. And there's lots of other fun stuff, like if you pull this apart, this disassembles, and a whole bunch of fun stuff that you can learn by commenting down below or joining the military yourself. During red phase, obviously, we learn how to march. It's called D&C, drill and ceremony. Left, right, okay? Some people were better at marching than others. I am horrible at marching. I love marching, but I am horrible at it. It's one of those people who love to cook, but anything they cook is poison. So I'm that kind of guy. is also where we do laundry service. Now, mind you, laundry service is where we give them our linen and our uniforms. Due to the fact that we have these stupid little tags, and we've had a problem with our uniforms being stolen, but we had to give something to the laundry service every single week. So a bunch of us, since we have clothes washers in the barracks, a bunch of us just went on ahead and just put in one sock or one set of underwear in the laundry bag just to turn in something, since we had to turn in something, and that prevented us from getting more of our shit stolen. Because when you turn in 2 uniforms and you get nothing but a t-shirt back, that's a big problem. Since, guess what? We have to replace that. Not cool. Alrighty. Let's watch another video. I hope that wasn't as painful for you to watch as for me, but that was very, very painful for me to watch. Okay, next we have the confidence tower. This is to get people who are a fear of heights and stuff like that, show them that they have the capability of overcoming certain fears, and all they need to do is trust in their equipment. Well, with me, I'm not too fond of heights, so I went ahead and I think the term is raw dogged it. I think the word is. I don't remember, but you see these 2 people wearing gloves. Okay, I was so nervous that the gloves would fall off, so I did the jumping down without gloves. So when you're yelling on belay and the people on the bottom say belay on, for your safety down here, I went from top floor, which is 1, 2, I think 3 stories, maybe 4 stories high, and you're able to tell by the height of the people compared to the tower. I was able to bound it in 2 runs since the rope got fairly hot. But so I bounced from top tower to the ground in only 2 hops, and they were surprised I did not break my bones. But hey, I made it look like an expert. Then what we do is we have a bunch of practice rifles. These are attached to air compressors and sensors. What the sensors do is fire a laser at the computer screen and get feedback indicating whether or not you hit your target. Very cool technology when it cooperates. The early versions didn't always cooperate, but it saved a lot of taxpayer money on having to pay for ammo, and you didn't have to worry about the climate, and it was a very good opportunity. I think we did this a total of 3 times, maybe 4 times in basic training, but it taught us some of the fundamentals. But this first time of fundamentals was before we went to the range, so unfortunately I wasn't grasping it. Well, when we got to shoot a couple times at the range, then we got to do bayonet charges. This was fun. The Russian Ura came out several times, and I always led the charges. Oh man, nobody could keep up with me. I was bayoneting the obstacles hard. This was a lot of fun, like legit. Oh, gas chamber. Well, my colleague also had a cry room. I love memes. But no, if you recognize, these screw-on canisters that you put on the left side or the right side, depending on if you fired from the left hand or the right hand. But the bag always had to be on the left side, because your stuff sack is it's for uniformity. The bag, the gas mask bag always have to be on the left side. That's all you need to know. Well, I did not fare so well in the gas chamber. I went unconscious, split the back of my head, and the gas chamber was so incredibly thick, they couldn't see me. Because instead of doing a couple of tablets, of which they normally do, they did full on CS grenade, which I believe one CS grenade is equivalent to 150 tablets worth of smoke. So I'm unconscious. The smoke is so thick, I was told afterwards that several iterations of people went through the gas chamber before they even knew I was missing. How do I know this? Because they were boarding the buses and the cattle cars before, for some reason, I woke up in the middle of the gas chamber and I crawled out. So that was quite interesting. Because I had to get stitches, I was not able to do the pugil sticks. So, so obviously, since they didn't want the helmet to open up the back of my stitches and cause problems. And this should be the last video. I don't know if you're able to see how thick the smoke is billowing out of the gas chamber. It is really, really thick. So anytime you see a door open with the gas chamber, just note. And you may ask, how do I know since I've only been in one basic training? Well, I watched former basic training videos, and the smoke was very, very, very faint by comparison. Like, you couldn't see anything come out of the door when people are coming out. This, you're able to see billowing smoke, like there was a fire in the actual room. So if you want, go ahead and rewind and check it out. That red truck is how they hauled me to the hospital. They cleaned up the back of my head and towed me away. And actually, to my memory, I was wrong. People were lining up not for the bus, but they marched back. The reason why they marched back is to get all the powder, the chemical agent, off their clothes. We took a bus to the gas chamber, but everyone except myself and one other got a bus ride. Had to march back. think it was only 2 people where the gas chamber did not affect them 1 iota. When I say not 1 iota, I mean like legit. No drooling, no vomiting, nothing. Since they're like, I'm from Chicago. The smog is worse than this. And I think there's like a 1% of the population where is resistant to the CS gas, but it's a very small number. Ooh. Someone landed a good swap on that. Oh ho ho! Upside down name tape. So you're not gonna see me in this video either, because I'm still in the gas chamber. The photo party is long gone before I get out. Alrighty. Thank you for watching. This is the end of the red phase. And just note that all the opinion stated is that of my own, not the opinion of the military, not the opinion of the army or any of that stuff. And thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.